Hey guys, just a quick video. I wanted to share some thoughts about yelling, something beyond what I guess I've been posting about, which is don't yell. And I understand that you watch those videos and you're like, okay, I shouldn't yell, but then I struggle to not yell. Totally understandable. And everybody goes through that. This is where the real work happens. This is where the rubber hits the road. So let me help show you how to stop yelling. Okay. But first, let's talk a little bit about why yelling doesn't work. What do you think is going on in your child's brain when you're yelling at them? Do you think they're listening? Do you think they're thinking positively about how they can make changes for the future? No, they're hoping you stop. Their anxiety is going up. They're getting upset. They're getting anxious. None of that is contributing to them thinking or taking in any of the information that you're trying to share with them. Instead, their thinking brain is actually shutting down. That's not helping. With their thinking brain shut down, there's no hope of them ever listening to you, remembering what you said, much less understanding the point that you're trying to make. Think about this way. What happens to you when someone in your life, whether it's your spouse, your parent, or your sibling, yells or has yelled at you? Does it encourage you to change your behavior? Does it make you feel more loved? No. It's like pouring battery acid on your brain. It increases stress hormones, it increases heart rate, and it just in general puts stress on the body. It's not healthy, certainly isn't helping anyone think. Secondly, and maybe something that's more interesting to you, I hear a lot of parents say, my kid yells at me, they scream at me, they tell me I'm dumb, they tell me to shut up. And usually, what I start with is, do you yell at them? Do you tell them to shut up? Because I bet you do at least yell at them. And that yelling is training them to do what when they're upset? Yell. So if you don't want your kid to yell at you, you can't yell at them. The basic rule of thumb is this: your child is only going to be 80% as good as you are. So if you're yelling, your kid's going to yell probably 20% more than you. And if you're slowing down your yelling and yelling less, your kid's still going to probably yell 20% more than you. You have to yell zero, because 20% of zero, zero. Honestly, the best part is this is not your fault. All of this is stuff that was put into your bag when you were young, stuff that you were taught to do and trained to do. Unfortunately, nobody ever helped you train yourself out of it. That's what I want to help you do today. And I want to help you learn how to train your child out of the yelling cycle. I too was raised in a family where we got loud and we yelled. When we got angry, our voices went up and we yelled. When we were upset or excited or anxious or feeling any emotion at all, we got loud. It was unproductive to building a good family relationship. I'm not saying that I'm not close to my family and my parents didn't do the best with what they had, but we now know we can do better. We now know that yelling is ineffective, unproductive, and actually harmful to our kids, ourselves, and our relationships with our kids. So let's get to the real meat and potatoes. There's no magic pill. There are a few pieces that need to fall into place in order to stop yelling. First, you have to forgive yourself. You have to be compassionate with yourself and understand that you're only doing what you were trained to do. And it is going to take time and effort to change that. Let yourself off the hook when you find yourself yelling. If you don't let yourself off the hook and you get upset at yourself, you're probably going to lose even more control. It's better to just stop, walk away, and go take some deep breaths. Go practice some box breathing. If you don't know what that is, Google it or send me a message and I can tell you what that's all about. Go practice some meditation. It really does help with the yelling. Okay, so you found yourself sitting on your bed going, oh my God, what did I just do? Huffing and puffing, heart racing. I just yelled at my kids for 10 minutes and I didn't even realize it. It's okay. It's not your fault. And now you do realize it. Now you can go repair that relationship. You can go to your kids and you can say, I'm sorry. I don't like yelling. I know I do it and I'm working on it. But I'm sorry that I lost control today and I yelled at you. And then you move on with your day and you try to be better next time. And the next time you catch it a little earlier and a little earlier. until eventually you catching it while you're yelling. So now you've started catching yourself in the middle of yelling. What do? You stop, you walk away. It's really that simple. You excuse yourself and you say, I'm sorry. I realize right now I'm yelling and I don't want to yell. And you walk away. Now we know how to catch ourselves after the fact and what to do when we catch ourselves in the middle of yelling. Now let's talk about how we can catch ourselves before we start yelling. This comes back to awareness. We have to be aware of what we're experiencing inside our body. It's called interoception. It's where we are present with what's going on and what we're feeling inside our body and how that relates to our emotions. Mindfulness meditation can really help with this knowledge. And then we can take that knowledge and we can say, okay, I know when I start getting angry that I feel that in my chest as a warmth. For me, my breathing gets shorter and faster. I feel the blood drain from my face. And when I feel that, I know I'm about ready to be in real danger of yelling and I have to walk away. I take a deep breath. I acknowledge what I'm feeling. And sometimes that deep breath and that acknowledgement is enough. Sometimes I sit down just to lower my physical presence in the room, not only so that the other person feels more comfortable, but also so that I'm lowering my emotional status in the moment. And then another deep breath. And then I focus on slowing down. So often when we're yelling, our mind is racing faster and faster, but it still can't keep up with our mouth. But if we force ourselves to slow down and think about every word we're saying, it helps us to keep from yelling. It's hard, and you may find yourself successful for a few minutes, and then you have to call a timeout and walk away. Calling a timeout and walking away is okay. In fact, it's encouraged. It's what we should do. When we're feeling overwhelmed by our big emotions and we're afraid we're going to say something that's harmful or damaging to our relationship or is going to be hurtful to the other person, we need to walk away. And if the person that you're talking to won't let you walk away, it's time to go find a safe place. It's time to find a way to get away. I don't care if that's locking yourself away in the bathroom, or if it's getting in your car and going for a drive, or if it's going to a neighbor's house. Whatever it is, find a safe place where you can calm down and then go back to the conversation. And you may have to do this multiple times, and it may get harder and harder and harder until you finally break through and can make progress. I know that these sound like overwhelming tasks, things that are going to be very difficult to accomplish. And I'm not going to lie, they're not easy. But you know what? They're not impossible. How do I know they're not impossible? Because I've done it. Because other parents I've worked with have also done it. You can too. You can do this. You can stop yelling. If you'd like any more assistance, please reach out. You can reach me by Messenger on Facebook, send me a direct message on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email me, matt@freethoughtcoaching.com. I'm available to give advice. I have resources that I can share, and I'm also available for one-on-one coaching. I have limited spots available. Just message me and find out the details. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if you need some advice or you'd like to investigate what it'd be like to work with me one-on-one as a coach. Thank you and happy parenting.